Okay, back to the Poulan 3400. So it starts, it runs, doesn't have the bar and chain, so I was looking at buying one. But before I spent the money on it, I want to check to make sure the oiler was working. Manual oiler works fine. It's this thumb lever right over here. Push that down, oil comes squirting out of this hole right here. But this would not work with the automatic oiler, so maybe that's why it was put out to pasture. So I just pulled the clutch off by putting the old rope in the piston and turning clockwise. We'll see if this cover right here gets the oiler and see if there's anything we can clean out to make the automatic oiler work again. I've read some things online, but I haven't seen any video about actually this process of getting in here. So we'll be learning as we go along together. And again, I'm trying a different camera angle with the camera in front. See if we can get this to work out so you can see a little clearer what I'm working on. But at the same time, it's in my way, even more than normal. So okay, screws are definitely been nice and tight on this saw. Nothing's been loose. So I'm guessing there's these 3 screws, 4 screws on this plate right here, and behind here there should be the automatic oiler. From what I read online, there's some check valves in here that may go bad, as well as the diaphragm, but it's diaphragm, they don't make that part anymore. Again, I could sell just a power head, but I also like selling things, and I understand, or I know what's wrong with the item and what's working, because I don't like to screw up anybody else's time. If they buy something from me, it should be as advertised, and I try not to hide anything. It's not good practice for life, I'd say. I've been screwed over buying things in the past from people who maybe weren't as honest, and I've vowed not to be that guy, because it definitely hurts. As a young guy, you save your money to go buy something, and you think you get a good deal, you get it home and you find all these problems that weren't evident when you first looked at it, either because you didn't know what you're looking at, and or the person was just so deceitful, they covered it up. So anyway, that's just me. Treat people as you'd like to be treated. No, I didn't do a good job cleaning this off first, so hopefully not too much junk. Okay, well, it's definitely the oiler. And there's already junk in here, so I'm not too worried about getting sawdust in here from that. Here's the plunger that comes in from the manual on the other side. Manual oiler. I'm not sure if these holes here are just screw heads, or if they're actually holes for screws that actually hold the saw together, or what these are. This bottom one has a lot of gunk in it. It appears just to be sawdust compressed in. I know there's supposed to be some filters in here. I think that's probably one filter right here. It feels rubbery. Supposed to seal that part of this cover. Yeah, I think these are just, let me get a better light. Okay. Well, yeah, it's just a screw head down bottom. I think those are just through holes for holding the case together. I believe so. Again, I'm learning as we go along. I'm pretty sure it's behind these 4 screws right here that we need to get into. I know behind that cover is going to be a diaphragm, and I don't want to damage that at all. But I heard there's some check valves in here that maybe just need a cleaning, and then get the automatic oiler back working. And if that's the case, then I'll spend the $35 or plus tax dollars on a new bar and chain, and then see if I can get this thing sold. Get somebody a good piece of classic muscle. these screws are tight. The fastener on the saws felt like it's had a little Loctite on it. Which again is good until you're trying to take it apart. Let me get a... Okay, switched from a couple Chinese screwdrivers to a Craftsman. Of course, this might be made in China these days as well. But definitely a better fit for these little screws. I tried finding pictures of this assembly, tried finding videos on YouTube of this being done, and couldn't find any videos. So this will probably be a standalone Poulan 3400 oiler. It's a different screw. Okay, so I can remember. Looks like it's going to plastic there. The longer one. Put these over here in order. Not all the same screws are going into this cover here. Of course, this chain catcher's getting in the way of this screw. I'm trying not to remove much at all if I can help it. And if I can't get the oiler fixed, I'll sell it as a power head only and be honest in my listing. So we'll make a few $100 from all this work on these chainsaws, but chainsaw market's soft. I'm not sure if it's just the fact that it's wintertime right now and there's snow on the ground, nobody wants to be out cutting trees, or if there's really just a softening of the market in general. During COVID, everybody was buying everything, marketplace, but I see items that are good deals hanging out a day or two now instead of being sold within hours, so not sure if that speaks to a wider economic issue or not. Trust me, I am not an economist at all. Okay, so 3 of the 4 screws were the same. The one on the upper left there was the one that had the different screw head on it. Okay, be very careful when I pry this cover off. Little filter here, I see a little sponge over there. Boy. It's the whole pump wants to come out, it's not just the cover here. And the oil's flowing everywhere. Should have thought about that. Hang on one second. Okay, I drained some of the oil out. Pull this pump directly out of here. Boy, there's springs back here. I don't want to screw this thing up any worse than it already is, that's for sure. That cover should have come off there. That goes right to the oil tank right there. Those screws hold this oil tank. This is just inlet and outlet lines back there. So this metal cover here should separate from the plastic. I think that's probably where the diaphragm is. Boy. So I was able to get a screwdriver over here on this side and just pop this, pried it out from there. Let's see what's behind this cover. Hopefully no springs go shooting out. Okay, diaphragm is not ripped. The plunger here is what I'm thinking needs to get cleaned. There's Plunger looks clean there. Nothing obvious yet, that's for sure. But take some carb cleaner and see if I can spray through that hole there. Maybe something plugged up inside there, or over here on the side there's some check valves apparently. I didn't see anything else come shooting out. So we'll see if we can clean this up. Put it back together very carefully. Can never have too much light in your garage, right? Of course, I'm out of carb cleaner. So there's, when I sprayed carb cleaner in that center hole, it comes out that bottom hole right there. I don't know if there's another check valve there on top to the left of there or what. Be very careful. So it just sprayed right back at you. So does that one. Okay, well, again, since I don't want to cause any more damage in here than it may already be, I'm going to try to put back the plunger. Seems it's not sticking, so try sliding that back in. Kind of sticks on the way in there. It's a little stuck when it's already all the way in. Hey, Breck.
Okay.
So maybe we'll try clean up the end of this plunger right there. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Okay, so I pulled that out. It's not sticking when it goes in, so maybe that'll do it. Again, I'm not going to try and take anything more apart than that for fear of damaging this irreplaceable diaphragm. So get this guy reassembled. Just like that. Port up, that port there. Let me just make sure. That screw with the coarse pitch. There's the one right here. I'll get that one in there first, and then we'll work the rest up in there. Okay, holds the diaphragm on. You ready to ride?
Yep.
Okay, but anywhere there's grass, I don't want you riding, okay? Because it's getting muddy and soft out there, okay?
Okay, so just ride like where there's no, like where I cannot see the grass.
Yep, only in the snow-packed areas.
Okay.
Let me get these screws started here, and then we'll get you on the four-wheeler. So what fraction did you learn today? Start with like over 2, like 1/2.
Yeah.
Is that an easy one? You work on that all week?
No. We just started on fractions Monday, and we're doing 6, 8,
6th and 8th, okay.
and we have been doing all of the things.
So you're way past the half and the third and the quarters, huh?
Yep.
Quarters are nice and easy, right? Nice and even. Halves are good.
Mm-hmm. got 0 wrong.
Good job. Okay. Be safe, go slow.
Huh?
Be safe and go slow.
Okay.
Okay, just tightening up these. Seems like the 3 screws in the corner hold the pump to the body with machine threads, and this one in the upper left here just holds the cover down. Okay, my camera once again filled up with memory. So, what I'm doing now is just tightening up all these screws. Again, it is aluminum saw, so I'm going to go crazy with tightening these, but at the same time we don't want a leak between the back of the gasket here, which is the oil tank, and the pump. Okay. Now we'll put this cover back on. Clean it a little bit. There's 4 screws holding this. Called a dust cover, but chip, sawdust, chip and oil cover. Keeps most of the junk out. Boy. Apologize, but working in front of this camera is a bit of a pain. So what we'll do is we'll get this clutch back on. I don't want to run without the clutch because that gives some sort of balance to the crank. We'll fire it up and see if this will start pumping oil automatically. If not, well, at least I showed you how to get to the oil pump, and unfortunately maybe not how to fix it. Okay, again, these screws were pretty tight before, so don't be shy about putting torque on them. My hands are slippery with oil. I'm not going to be able to apply more torque than these screws can handle. Okay. I didn't show the video of taking the clutch off, but this washer here goes first. Okay. I gotta make sure bearing is inside there. Of course, it's left-hand thread, so counterclockwise to tighten this up. Here's our scrunch. The full rope, or is there some rope stuck in there still? Okay. Of course, since all the oil drained out, put some more in here. Said in the last video I'd never use a funnel again to fill this, but I'm going to do it again, just not put as much in. Before don't put too much in there. I'll check to make sure it's not leaking at that gasket area. Make sure the manual pump is working. Okay. It's hard to tell what is the old oil and what's the new oil. I think so. Clean that up. Don't see no oil leaking out of there. Look for this hole right here. We should see some oil once that primes up. Still not primed because when that thing, comes out. Okay, pretty good. So it's looking good. We'll go start it and see if it works. Alright, so I got an issue here. This thing won't fire back up after cleaning out the oil pump. Check the compression and it seems low. It's about 100 psi. The rope, when I pulled out the piston, was kind of looking like that. So I don't know how the rope trick could have lost compression. Really don't know. I looked inside the piston, the rings still feel free. There was a small little piece of rope inside the exhaust spark arrestor, which is Exhibit A. But how would that have made it lose compression? So I'm thinking I might have to pull the cylinder. I really don't want to. It's really frustrating. Alright, well I can't get compression over 100 psi, so it's time to pull the cylinder off. No idea why the rope could have caused any damage. I don't see anything obvious through the muffler port there, but oh, this is so annoying. Anyway, pulling the handle off with these two screws. It is a 3/16 Allen key, which is the same size for the cylinder as well. And then this long screw right here, which looks to be about a 1/2 inch or 7/16. It's weird working on an American product again. All the sizes. So the handle's got to come off in order to get to this forwardmost screw. To hold the cylinder down. So, handle's off. And same 3/16 goes down. Of course, I have to pull the carb off now too. Two flathead. What happened here? I don't see anything obvious, but looking through the spark plug hole or the exhaust. So we'll pull the carb out of the way, and there's. I never wanted to get into this deep. This salt is literally worth $60 or $70 fixed up. It's a waste of my time. All because of the rope trick. For that, this thing started up no problem. Okay, so this is now free. Slip this cylinder off.
So that's the turn fit.
Both rings are free. Don't see any rope parts sticking up in there. Cylinder wall is fine. Oh, don't want to lose those.
So those are just great that we're holding it in.
So I'm not really sure what on earth could have caused loss of compression. The rings are free. Some carbon buildup on the top, but I can't see anything obvious. This thing wouldn't start the same as it did before. Oh, no smoking gun yet. I recorded off camera, put the cylinder back together. Not sure what the problem was, but compression seems okay now. It fired up. Manual oiler is working great as it was before, and now I'm getting oil out of the automatic oiler. Seems like at full throttle it flows out pretty good. So I think it's time to get a bar and chain for this saw, and then down the road it goes. Thanks for watching.